You are now tuned in to the Project 365 experience.
Hey, bro.
Yo,
How are you?
holy, what is going on?
How are you, my man?
We're doing good. Very fortunate and humble to be joined by some people call him coach, some people see him as a mentor. Uh a lot of other people see him as a community leader. Mr. Robert Gibbs, how are you, my friend?
Hey, man, I'm doing well. I'm doing well, man. How are you, Coach Owen, man? Frig, man, thank you for having me, man. For real, man, I appreciate it, man. Just want to catch up, man. It's been a long time, man. And I know you're doing your thing, man. So just thank you for inviting me, bro. Thanks a lot, man.
So thank you. I know you have a busy schedule, so I appreciate you accepting the invite. There's just so much that's been going on, and like um you're one of these people that I've always had a good vibe of, and this was before even knowing you, and this was around like when I first started coaching, um in the NBL,
Mhm.
and I just started kind of like seeing what was going on, like different personalities, different coaches coaching different teams, different organization. I was just educating myself, but
Right.
as a young coach getting into basketball, something that gave me hope was there was people like you that were just um that I felt right off the bat you were in it for the right reasons, and you were in it for the kids. Talk a little bit about this space of basketball where we're at, and why is it that some of us do what we do.
Oh man, well, man, that's flattering, man. I appreciate that. I didn't even know I had an impact. Well, and I'm glad, man. Honestly, that's good. That's again, it makes again. These are all the comments and the things that people say that just make it all worthwhile at the end, man. Yeah, I just like at the end of the day, like, yeah, I wanted to, I essentially just wanted to give back to the community that gave it to me. So I just, and I took I have a passion, I have a love, for basketball, right? So, that was just, again, that was the best thing. That was the best way that I could, that I felt at the time that I could give back was just, starting and coming in and just, trying to help these young kids, become athletes and just become, to make them learn and, make them learn and get better at the game. And most importantly, just love the game, love the sport, love team sports, just work together, because there's so much things that can come out of team sports, right? So it's just that was the goal, man. It was just like my passion for the sport and just being the mere fact that I like working with with the youth. It just worked out for me, man. So I'm really glad that I took this path and this avenue, just
Mhm.
just to and just keep on building on this.
So did you at any moment, because now for those who don't know, um, a lot of people see you as the face. Yeah, I know you don't like it. You don't like it. I know you're humble. You're humble, but a lot of people kind of see you as, when they see Robert Gibbs, they see Lasalle Leaders, and it's like it's really in the span of, I'm gonna say, like 6 years where it really like blew up, where now kids just want to go play for the organization.
Right.
So talk to me about like just when you had that vision at the beginning. Like how does it how does it translate to what it is now?
Oh man, like that's a lot of things that went on throughout my life just as a person that made me just decide to kind of take on this new project, right?
Hmm.
As you said, I was coaching too when I was younger. I was coaching when I was younger, and then and I was just using it just more as, like I said, I always loved the game. I always had passion for the game, and that I realized that I worked well with kids. So that's why less of the younger days. I think most of us had that experience of just working day camps and working basketball camps.
Hmm.
So I was no different, and I just had that. So just coaching and coaching combining with coaching youth, just I was like, okay, right. Then I realized that I have to, I had to personally wise, I realized I had to come and get like I was at the same time I was in school, so I knew this couldn't have been I'm saying, a professional lifetime thing. So I had to think about myself. So I got into teaching. And once I got into the teaching, man, I realized that, you know what I'm saying, I love teaching too, and I love the basketball thing. So I made that going. And then long story short is that when I was the place I was coaching was formerly known as the Boys and Girls Club of Lasalle. So I was there for a good bit, maybe 6, 7, 8 years there.
Mhm.
I was there. It's based on the same gym that we're operating right now. I was just there, and I was just working there. Like I said, I was coaching in my younger days, and then just unfortunate that the organization itself I guess kind of went bankrupt, and then they had to close down the organization. So the program that I was running was the basketball program, was just a small program within the organization. So once the organization closed down, with no fault of my own, right? And at that same time, I had already graduated my university, so I already started my career. I guess, you know, I already started my career as being a teacher, but there was just something to me that, you know, I want to try to continue. And then I got pushed by another coach and a friend of mine. They said, you know what, the organization kind of crumbled, no fault of your own. Uh, why don't you just try to continue and kind of just continue and just rebrand it and just call yourself. You're the person that's been doing all the work for this 6, 7, 8 years. Everyone looks to you anyways, right? You were just under the other organization's umbrella, but at the end of the day, it's you. So that's how that leaders project started, man. We came up, you know, see with Casale, we met, we said this is the direction we're gonna go. And yeah, we said, okay, we're gonna start off with this leaders thing. Like it was definitely a lot, very, very challenging, a lot of obstacles to get done. Because it's not easy. You can't, it's hard to just start a nonprofit organization and have a bunch of followings and a bunch of people behind you. Like it takes a lot of steps and process to do that. So it was a lot. I was so fortunate and so lucky that I had a very good team, and I still have a very good team that's supporting me, that's behind me, that was able to, again, they were able to help and contribute in order to get to the stage that we are. But like, yeah, I got the motivation, I got the little push because I myself at that time was like, okay, well, I ran my course, I coached my teams. Maybe I'll go coach with another organization in Montreal just because I like the coaching. But I have my career, you know, I'll be in
Mhm.
the classroom and things like that. But they gave me the idea. Again, it was a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of documents you have to fill, a lot of things that you have to go, a lot of people you need to speak with. And man, honestly, at the end of the day, I'm so glad that I did it, right? And I'm so glad that I got the push, and I'm so glad that I got the support. So just because of that, but when I left when the Boys and Girls Club LaSalle went when it closed down, we had about 45 kids maybe in the program. Maybe let's say around 55, 60 kids max. You
Mhm.
understand? And now it's just like after that, like since then, it's been 6 years now. Now we're just we are number. It's exploding. It's getting humongous. And like I was telling you earlier on the phone, like I never, in the smallest dreams, ever envisioned it getting this big, and like zero chance,
Mhm.
zero chance. And it's just like I'm happy, I'm grateful. It's a lot, but like I look at the kids' face, I look at parents' face, and they're just happy to be part of something. They're happy in the direction. So again, all those sleepless nights, all the issues that it caused me, you know, if you ask my significant other, you know, it's been a rock and roll because of this stuff, but you know, at the end of the day, she was there supporting me. So like, it's great. Like all this stuff, just it's worth it, man. Like again, with the kids that are playing, with the feedback that we're getting back, it's so great. It's so beautiful. You know what? I wouldn't change it for anything. Like I wouldn't change it at the time. Again, when you're going through the process, you wanna kind of just call it quits. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of steps. There's a lot of things that go, a lot of, you know, a lot of work that goes
Right.
into getting into this level. But like when I look back at it now, I'm just like, wow, we actually got to accomplish. We're actually got to accomplish something great right now.
For
So
sure. For sure. And it's like and talk about um i- Boys and Girls Club,
yeah,
right? Like just because you guys were the first Boys and Girls Club I got introduced to because I got a chance to go coach in there.
right,
And just going in there and coaching in there, you always felt that community vibe in there, right?
right.
But then when I started traveling a little bit, I started seeing like there's a couple of different places in Canada that have Boys and Girls Club, right?
Mm.
How important are Boys and Girls Clubs to communities?
Right. Well, obviously, so again, I can really just speak on the one that we had there in
Yeah.
LaSalle. It was great. It was definitely great, man, especially for the English community. Like, it was a great organization. Like I said before, basketball, youth basketball was just a program within the organization. So that one was, so they had a lot of other things that was definitely vital to the community, right? Seniors, academics. They had a lot of, like, that had a lot of programs going on, right? Young adults, new parents. So it's definitely a Boys and Girls Club. Again, the one that I was working at, definitely was great. When it came down to when it came down, it definitely was important for the community there. And yeah, like, so, and that's, and you just alluded to that and when you came inside there, the atmosphere, and
Mm-hmm.
that's, so guess which I didn't realize when the Boys and Girls Club closed down. I guess I was a little bit naive to realize that we actually had a good we had a good community there. We had a good community going on there, and I just didn't realize that at the time. Like I said, I was just on the, I was just on the vibe where I was just like, okay, I'll just speak with another organization, go coach a team, so on and so forth. But I just didn't realize at the time that there was such a following, had so much support with us within the community. And that's why, like I said, I'm glad I got pushed, and I'm glad that I was able to me as well as everyone on my team that were able just to expand and continue this.
Because I'm telling you, that is something that I got the chance to feel with. And again, when I first started coaching, our organization was like pretty small. And it was just like, it was tryouts, everybody makes a team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man,
The
I could
tryouts
go
where you
here
have to
where
go recruit for the
everyone made
tryouts.
the team. So I was coaching Boys and Girls Club, and a
You gotta,
lot of the times,
you gotta
everyone that
recruit
was
for the
there just
tryouts.
made it. There you go, recruit for the tryouts. Oh my gosh, I remember those days.
Yo,
Oh my
so
gosh.
so I'm telling you, so when it first starts off as that, but it's so funny because if people are willing to start small and understand that you take care of your own, and I hear you guys say that a lot. Take care of your own, take care of the people that come to us every day, the people that actually trust us. Let's not get caught up in the glitz and glamour and start looking at other elsewhere. And in a way, that's kind of like what you did, because you were kind of starting to think, okay, maybe it's not going to work out here. I got to start looking at in the Northern organization.
Mhm.
But you give it a chance, and you start being around the same people, and then what ends up happening is that word of mouth happens, where people start talking about, this is how this organization makes me feel. It's easy for you to make the organization bigger because now you have people that are spokespeople for your own organization.
Right.
It's something that I think is so underrated because it's so easy in this generation, in the sport that we go. It's so easy to get caught up in like, yo, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? But at the end of the day, like, if you take care of your own, it's got to be probably like one of the best feelings ever.
For sure, 100%. No, that's great. Exactly. You see, it's yeah. Want to take care of the people that have been there 100%. That's why we live. Yeah, take care of your own 100%. A lot, again, it's always easy. A lot of people I find just don't have the patience to go through the grind. People just want to see results too fast. And anybody that's been successful in again, if we're just we're speaking about basketball right now. It comes down to basketball in Quebec, in Montreal, or even within Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a process. It's been a long process. If you go to the elite teams, the elite schools, the elite prep schools, the elite AU teams, it's all been a process. You're never able to get to the top from, again, in a day or so, right? It's always been steps, and that's just what it is. A lot of people just don't have the patience to go through these steps. And you said before about people coming in and just, hey, we're just recruiting for trials, man. I want to have enough kids to have a team. I remember that all too well. Like I remember coaching teams, and I'll still be the story. I remember coaching a team in the summer, and we went on a trip to the States, and I remember them stopping the game because we were getting to be too bad. They told us to go get on the bus and go back to Canada. Like I remember all these things, right? So like a lot of people don't understand, like it's a process, man. It's really a process. You just got to be patient, and as long as you mean well and your goals are well, and again, and like you said, you treat people well and you take care of the people that have been there, you take care of your own, then things will work out. Things will
Mm-hmm.
definitely work out. Keeping your eye on the prize. Just keep on working.
For sure. Now let's talk about your baby, LaSalle Leaders. Let's talk about it. When people are on the outside looking in, what do you want them to know the organization for?
I think you said it best, right? We just try to take care of our own. And when you're part of us, you feel like you're part of something. Like we're a community, where everyone's looking out for everyone. Everybody wants the best interest. Everyone supports everyone. Um, I'll say it like I believe that we're the best. Like we have the best ambiance there is in the province right now at the youth level.
Mm-hmm. The youth level. Mm-hmm.
Even when I go into we're just above us is the Sage Ups, right? Like obviously they'll have more numbers, they'll have share more numbers for bigger games because it's just a bigger facility. But like anybody that's attending on one of our games, one of a big game at our place, it's something else, man. It's exciting. It's the atmosphere, the ambiance is great. So like I'm very proud to say that. Like that's something I really take pride in. It's like, our home gym there when we have things going on, it's great, right? Like it's great. So like yeah, just LaSalle Leaders. Like so I really just take pride on that and how we're like I said, we're close knit, we're a community. And like that, we go to all the games. We got again, our parents are heavily involved. Our parents support us. It's really more than basketball with us, right? We follow up with kids academically. We ask them how they're doing. Like it's really more than basketball. Basketball is the activity that brought us all together, but it's so much more right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that, and again, I see that with the alumni that still keep in contact with us, that come and see our games, that yeah, if they want, they'll come in scrimmages. Like it's easy to get alumni to come in when you're playing, when they have an opportunity to play against the young guys, or they just want to get a run in. But when we have one of those games on a Saturday in the middle of the day, when they show up, that means something.
That's when you
Or
know,
when,
yeah.
or when we have a big game coming up and they say and they come, that means something. Or we have a big game or we have a playoff game, when they're messaging you and they're saying, "Yo, good luck, coach. Let the team know that I'm rooting for them." Like that stuff, that means something. So that means that they're still implicated. When they're following the guys that are currently playing, that just means that we did something great. And when they come,
Mm-hmm.
they ask about me and they ask about my family. Like, what more can you say? So, like, yeah, LaSalle Meters means the world to me. It's what I love, man. I'm so glad to where we reached. I'm glad that all, like I said, all the effort, and like when you do something like organically for the right reasons, then it works out. So now I'm just happy to say that is working out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you said, like once you do it properly, like our number, I was talking about 55 kids before. Now we're about 300, right? So now it's just like we're just getting bigger and bigger, right? And it's not just for like it's not just competitive basketball. We got kids that just want to learn the game and just love the game. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get exercise, and that's just what we're doing. Like we're just there for everyone, and that closeness that we're trying to instill. It's there with everyone that comes in.
Man. And every successful organization has a successful leader that has the vision, but it's supported by people who understand your mission and they're willing to support. And I got to give a couple of shout outs. Louis has been one of people that I've looked up to when I was at Vanier. Having gone through Vanier and just alumni.
Right.
P Dub's my guy. You know what I mean? Jason White's just like,
Yeah, yeah,
he's just
yeah,
so approachable. He's just so locked in and all
yeah.
that kind of stuff. So I want you to kind of like talk about, what do all these men, obviously all these men are different, but what do they all have in common that helps sustain the vision that you have?
Um, First of all, none of this would have been possible if it weren't for, again, the three names that you just named, along with all. There's a whole lot of other
A
people that
lot.
were,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, like it's only possible because of that. Again, when you get like-minded people that are there for the kids, they're there for the best interests, that are willing to put into the work, right? LaSalle Leaders is 100%. Everyone there is what we call being able to volunteer. So everyone there is volunteering. So again, if you're willing to put in this effort, again, all volunteer, like everyone just had the same vision. Everyone's doing it for the passion of the game. And then again, we're all good personalities. Everyone gets along. So, and at the same time, they're able to let me lead and then follow my direction. And then again, and they're not afraid to, again, critique, judge, offer insight. So that's what just makes our organization work and grow, because everyone feels like they have everyone has their own personality. We all have a common goal, but everyone also, again, this sounds a little bit contradictory, but everyone,
Mm-hmm.
also voice their thoughts and their opinion. So that's honestly, there's so many names. We got about 25 coaches that are there all right
Yeah.
now. I can name three. And some of them been with us since the beginning of Lasalle Leaders. Some of them have been recent. Some of them been with me back when we were at the Boys and Girls Club, when that also was volunteer. So they were really through the whole process. You understand? But like I said, this is honestly, it's only possible because I got a great team. We got a great team.
Absolutely. When you're talking about an approach that is based on community, right? That is based on being there for the kids. As coaches, as mentors, what kind of approach do we have to have, like on the one-on-one? Like, because the way that I kind of like operate in my mind is like, if I focus on how good I can make this one-on-one interaction, slowly that one-on-one, if I make sure it's really good, it spreads. That person is going to start talking, hey, you could trust coach, hey, and then it just becomes like a bigger thing, right? So like, as coaches, like what kind of things should we be looking for when it comes to making sure that our athletes are well taken care of?
Well, I think the most important thing is to take interest in your athlete. Okay. So it's very easy, like I said, just go and speak to them about basketball. But some coaches don't even know what school their player attends, and they've been with them all year. They don't know how they're doing. They don't know their family makeup. They don't even ask them why their parents. So it's just taking interest in the kid. Yes, everyone is there for a common reason: to play basketball, to get coached by basketball, to learn basketball, right? And that's okay. It's fine. But it's not only basketball. So again, when you have to have interactions with the players on the team, and again, just dig deeper, right? Learn the person, learn the youth that you're talking to, what his likes are, what his dislikes are. Okay. Hey, are you coming to the game? Hey, are you going to bring your mom, your dad, your grandma? Who's coming to the game? Right. Sure. Again, when you get to that game, right, it's okay. Again, it's encouraged, especially at the youth level, go and interact with their mother, with their father, whoever came to support them, with their auntie, with their uncle, right? Like again, they're coming, they're trusting you, and their parents are trusting you with their child to come, and you're supposed to teach your child. But it's okay. So let them meet the person that they're trusting. See how far that's going to go. Take that little interest with them. You understand? And it doesn't have to be done over the top. That's just what it is. When you see kids, you gotta at least want to learn kids, right? Like how they are. Don't just strictly talk to them about hoops all the time. Okay, you missed a shot, you did a shot. Okay, right? Some people do that, and some people go straight into the NBA. But take an interest in the athlete themselves, and that's how you grow the relationship, and that's just how you build, and that's how you said the good word passes along. But as long as you're doing it genuinely, then it's exactly.
Absolutely. You're making me think, because like I think that was also one of the, I think I would call it one of my superpowers in a way, because like, I'll give you a perfect example. When I started getting kids coming to tryouts, and knowing that tryouts for a lot of kids is like very stressful. You're trying out for a new situation, you're coming into a new environment and all that kind of stuff. I would pay attention to who came to tryout with the kid. Right. And the reason why I would do that is because a lot of times I can see, like, there's a lot of little things, but like, I'll give you a perfect example. If they miss a layup, they look at their parents. Right. Or when they're drinking water, are they going over there and they're getting feedback? Or are they just going to just get a good, like a pat on the back and all that kind of stuff? You pay attention to all these little things. And for me, that I just did it unconsciously, but I kind of started taking an understanding that sports, not everybody's in it for the same reasons. Right? Some people go into it and need that support to push. It may come from a coach, it may come from a parent, it may come from a sibling, et cetera, et cetera. But I'll give you a perfect example. If a kid is not worried about tryouts, especially if they're older, you'll notice they'll come to trials by themselves. Yeah. The parents are like, so if the kid comes to trials by itself, it's for two reasons. One, the parent doesn't care about the sport, right? Or two, the kid is just that good, that confident, where he could just come to trials and it's just like, it's runs basically.
Right.
You know?
100%. That's good. That's good. Yeah, it's good to look at that. I in the shop. That is definitely good. That's definitely good. So it gives
Yeah,
you, yeah, it gives you an idea what's going on. It gives you an idea of how, again, how the kid is, right? If you're looking at
abs-
them, they don't know that you're looking at, you're observing them, right? When you're looking at them when they're not sure that they're not aware that you're observing them, it's good. You can
right.
learn a lot. You can learn a
And,
lot.
and I don't know if it's the same to you, but like, when it comes to like turning the ball over, and I'm not just talking about Charles, I'm just talking about like just the basketball part, right? Turning the ball over, or even just making missing a shot, that kind of stuff. As coaches, we don't really care about that. It's the game of basketball. It's gonna happen.
Right.
But it's
Yeah.
more like, does the kid have enough of the support system for them to feel like they can go out there, express themselves, miss shots, and not feel like they're going to be judged to take them out of the game?
Mhm.
Because we know it's going to happen, right? So, like, I don't know if along in your career where like something clicked where it was like, okay, it's basketball, but there's other things that they are coming to me for.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
there's
Has that happened
Oh,
in
for
your
sure, for
career?
sure, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like they're coming. Yeah, for sure, it's hoops that they're coming. And that's what I said before, right? You're trying to learn the kids, try to help the kids. So, like, I know kids come in, yeah, they're coming here because of basketball, right? But some of the kids just need that extra, like, some more guidance, or they just need a positive male role model in front of them, right? Or they just need information, they just need a safe space where they're able to, again, be there and do themselves and be themselves and do something that they like, right? So yeah, I know 100%. This is I don't know what that stat is about. Most of the people that come to play for you will never make $1 off of playing basketball. So I understand that, right? That they're just coming, and there's so many more things besides basketball that, what I'm saying, that are important, that they come for. And that's what I really take pride in. That's where I guess the teacher component comes to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that they're there for something, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the direct thing that brought us here together. I know
Mm-hmm.
I teach math, and I know a lot of these kids are not going to go try to learn the quadratic functions when they get older, right? But I
Yeah.
know that. Understand? Like, so it's like, I know that it is more than math. It is not just a math class. Yes, my math class is what brought us together here. But again, it's just trying to help them become better, right? Help them grow. Essentially,
Yeah.
trying to help.
Yeah. Because you mentioned it before and you said some good things. You were saying like just the link between basketball and school, like just helping players understand that hey, coach is not only interested in my basketball, coach is also interested in school.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
talking about how that goes a long way. Like what are some things that you've seen that um what are some things that you've seen that have like um that have made a difference by you showing that involvement?
Um, because then, when we, like, if we just stay on the so you have my leg just shut off because
It's all good. It's all good. Everybody's in the automatic lights. There you go.
that's what happens, man. You understand the sensory, right?
Yeah, the sensor.
It's okay.
Yeah. So the link
Um,
between basketball and school, how important is it for us to be able to show that? Show that it's important.
well, again, just like you, I know you went to university. So yeah, again, you went just like, yes, I see you're a great role model of self, right? And like, hey, we didn't speak about you. I know this interview is not about you, but I've been seeing the great work you've been doing for years, man. I used to call you the backpack guy, man. I used to tell all them guys, all them kids love playing for you. They played hard. The parents loves you. Oh, I remember the handshakes you had for every kid in line, man.
Oh man.
Used to challenge you kids. All used to play hard. It was so great to see. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this guy. I gotta get this guy on my team here, man. That used to be the thing, man. All the
I
time.
appreciate it. Appreciate
Oh
it.
man. Oh, I've been watching that. I've been watching that, man. No, but like, yeah,
Appreciate
the link
that.
between no between basketball and the school, like, it's like, yeah, like I said, you gotta take interest in them. You gotta understand, like, they gotta understand the importance of school, and that's why, like, I tried to, I tried to use myself an example. You know what I'm saying? I loved basketball. I probably wasn't nearly as good as any of them, and I tell them that, but you understand, like, school is important at the end of the day, like, and everyone, that sounds cliche, you can't go nowhere to school if you break your leg or that, but like, there's so many things that come out of you going to school, right? You get an education, you meet people, you learn to communicate, you make relationships, like, and then, yeah, like, yeah, and it can prepare you for the future, prepare you for whatever you find in your interest, all that. So when I speak to these kids, like, yeah, and then, like, I find myself, when you show your interest, when you show interest other than basketball, like if we take school for examples, they'll tend to, again, depending on how much, they'll tend to focus on that more. If you have a kid that's on your team that doesn't care about school, that's not attending school, doesn't do well in school, right? And then you show that interest in the school component, they might be more prone to work a little bit towards that, towards doing better, right? Towards that goal of finishing or graduating or passing or whatever it is, right? Or going to a trade, whatever it is, you understand? So that's really that, and that all comes from, again, just taking interest in each of your players, right? And it's more than basketball.
So that's great. And what like, how has your approach changed? Because obviously from when you started Boys and Girls Club, when you
Right.
started, like, your involvement with the Boys and Girls Club,
Yeah, for sure.
and Lasalle Leaders, and then to now,
Right.
what are some things that you've noticed that are different?
In regards to myself, or
So
just
just
regards
your
to,
approach, like just your
oh, my
approach, like,
approach
because
to,
it's a
like,
different
again,
generation of
yeah,
players,
for
right?
sure. No,
So
but again, as a person, I got to self-evaluate myself. So I know I wasn't the same. I know I'm not the same person as I was when I was 20 years old to when I am now. You understand? Like, as all young coaches, I think most of us, if not all of us, are guilty of just being that super competitive and super wanting to win, and then just it's more about winning than anything. Like, I can sit here and say take interest in the players and help mold them, but like, this is all a process over time. So as a young person coming in, I wasn't thinking about that. So me and myself, again, I'm an adult, I'm a man now. I teach in a system. That's my job. I've been teaching over 12 years now, and I have a family, so I understand right now. So I just see myself, my approach with regards to kids, and when I'm coaching them, it's changed, right? um and like, yeah, before I just be more intense and just want to, like, I still, I want to say that I always meant well, just the approach and the thought process different. And and
Mhm.
I've come to realize this, just, I won't say recent, but I've come to realize they just uh people underestimate the strength of empowering your kids, empowering, again, your young athletes, and making them believe that they could do it, right? And
Mm.
a lot of people understand that. Like, I saw, again, and I just noticed that, like, not just noticed that, but that's something that really goes unnoticed, right? Like, you tell a kid that you tell a kid that you can make a shot, like, they'll be like, there's higher chances that they're gonna make that shot, rather than
Mhm.
you give them grief for missing the shot, right? Hey, let's go. You got to make that next time. You give them that positive reinforcements, tell them that you can be, no, you got to attack, you got to do this, you got to get that floor, you got to D up, let's go, let's do this. And more using it as a positive and get encouragement, right? It's okay to be show tough love, but you're empowering them, you're making them believe in themselves. Sometimes they didn't even believe in themselves. So
Mhm.
you make them believe in themselves, and then you can actually, and like, I see it, and I've been seeing over years, like, oh my gosh, this kid might not have been so, again, so strong at one point, but now look at him. And again, not many people thought he could get there, right? And it's not even to say that, oh, I showed him this and I'm such an excellent coach. And it's just like, sometimes just giving them the opportunity, one, and just empowering them, letting them know, okay, you could do that, goes a long, long, long way. So again,
Mm.
over time, that's what I've noticed. Again, the change, again, the involvement of myself as a mentor or as a coach, and just, again, my approach to the game.
Man, that's great. Again, like, it's something that I felt. It's something that I am a fan of. Just you. Yeah, I feel like we don't big people up when they
Yeah.
have to. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, shoot. And
it's
this is
just
for
like, man, I'm telling you, I seen it and I felt it. So, man, no, like, I appreciate you kind of sharing,
sure, for
and you
sure. No,
taking the
100.
time.
No,
And
for sure. And like, sorry, I was gonna say, like, yeah, so
yeah.
that's what it comes down to. Like, and like, hey, I want to just make sure I give definitely an acknowledgement, a shout out to all the people that's been, like, and all the organization that's been supporting leaders, all the people that've been supporting leaders. We're able to put on these events and taking care of the community, and none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for our supporters and our partners. Honestly, like, there's been so many people doing that, and like I said, everyone has the same vision, same values, same core. Take care of everyone, take care of the people, take care of the community, right? You got to take care of your community, right? And again, as long as you have the interest of the best interest of the kid, things will always work out. And as long as you're genuine, and as long as you're genuine, then again, people are gonna come, people are gonna follow, and people are gonna be proud to say that they're a part of it. Right. So thank you for all of those organizations. You know exactly you are the people that helped me start this, that went through it, right? I could go for listening, but we'll be here. We don't have enough time. Um, Thank you, everyone that's been doing that, because nothing would have been able to go through if it wasn't for them.
Absolutely. You guys have any upcoming projects? Anything that people need to be looking out for?
Yeah, we usually, well, again, we had a little LaSalle summer. We had again, for those who don't know, we had our outdoor courts. We just had an outdoor court being built. So it was built, sorry, it was built. It finished in July. It's one of the best courts. Sorry, there's my bell.
Yeah.
So we had it's cool. So we had an outdoor court that was built, just finished being built in July, and it's great, state of the art. Anybody that came by would tell you, I definitely think it's one of the best courts in Quebec. Right. With glass backboards, with score clocks, with shot clock, with bleacher fenced around. It's great with the acrylic floor. So that's great. So we're able to have our annual 3-on-3 tournament, which went super well there. Okay, so we did that. We also started activities for the young kids. That was great. That was a project that we had going on this summer. Then we had tackled, like I said, 3-on-3. Then we we just had, I think, I saw you there at the we partnered up with La Rue Inspire in Cartier's home to have we partner up with them, and they to put together, like, along with Sports Here and a lot of other partners, partnered up to put on the community block party that was led by, again, Cartier, La Rue Inspire, and Mr. Satisari himself, right? So we were able to partner up with them, and that was a great event that we had August 28th. That worked out. That was great. That was good. Everyone was invited. And yeah, no, our next project, I would say, is, well, we have our season coming up right now. Okay, so our next project will probably be we have another tournament that we got going on there. Our tournament for 2nd to November 5th. And then more or less, like, again, all of you know right away how it is, how it is, the season, how everything
season tryouts, yeah,
scheduling.
People rescheduling your games.
There you go. You already know how that is, man. So we really have that going on right now. So besides that, we have our tournament, like I said. Yeah, we're gonna do more of the same thing. We'll see what's going on. We'll definitely have an event over the holidays. Again, we'll have another community family event over the holidays. We just haven't figured that out part yet. But like that, we look forward, man. I'm looking forward to what the future has in hold for us.
For sure. It's always a good vibe. So I encourage a lot of people, if you haven't been and felt the environment inside, when Lasalle Leaders, they play, go into their gyms, you see it, you feel it, it's insane. So your IG and obviously Lasalle Leaders IG.
Yeah. What is my IG? I don't even know. I think it's shoot. I don't. Shaq. I'm trying. I find myself too much like my students now, wanting to go on IG and social media. So I try to give myself a little cut off on that. So I signed out of it. I don't know how long it'll last.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try to keep it on. So my IG is all the way to Shacky Rob, Shacky.Rob. And again, LaSalle Leaders is Leaders Basketball, Leaders.basketball.
Yeah,
that's where we're at. Okay, so yeah, definitely follow us. You'll see exactly what we're doing. We post a lot of stuff on our page. So yeah, just take a look, man. Take a look at our Leaders basketball page.
I'm gonna make sure I tag everything. But hey, as for me, I'm a fan of you, man. I'm very fortunate to have gotten this opportunity to get to know you and just see what you did from up front, and keep it up. You're inspiring a lot of kids. You're inspiring a lot of adults to be better towards kids. And it's all in all, it's helping the next generation. So in terms of community, you're one of the best community leaders we have out in Quebec. So hey, I appreciate you.
I definitely thank you for saying those kind words, my man. You keep doing what you're doing, man. We see you from over here, man. And again, I want to make sure all these listeners, all these viewers, always that guy, always doing this thing here in Montreal, man. He was definitely doing this thing. He was definitely contributing to the community, to the basketball scene, to the basketball world. And again, he was doing a good job mentoring them kids, man. All right, so hey, I'm glad for you. I'm rooting for you, man. Keep up the good work over there, man. And anything I could do to support you or show you love you, let me know, man. All right.
Words mean the world to me. I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you.
We'll talk, eh?
Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.